It's gonna be okay. I know why you are here, and by the end of this video, you have everything that you need in order to move on to the next chapter in your life. Breakups and divorces are tough. Everyone can say the same thing. They can leave you feeling broken and feeling lost. And maybe this is your first time. Maybe it's not your first time. Regardless, it's never easy to move on from someone that you love and care deeply for. But I want to let you know that it's not impossible. I've consulted so many people in the past year about this, and I've discovered some powerful tips that you can use right now, today, that can help you move on and heal. I've worked with people who were together for less than a year, all the way to being married for over 40 years. It doesn't matter where you are. All that matters is that you're ready and you want to move on to the next chapter in your life. The truth is, there's science on how to move on after a breakup, and we're going to dive deep into that today, and I'm going to give you 5 actionable steps that you can take to start recovering right away. Before this, I want to say that if you're watching this video, chances are you're going through a tough time. You might be feeling lost, heartbroken, and even wondering if you ever find love again. I know it's a painful experience, and it can leave you feeling stuck and unmotivated. How do I know? Not only from the people that I've spoken with, but I've been there many times myself. But let me tell you that it's not over. Matter of fact, it's far from over. Once you learn to pick yourself back up over from this hill, I promise that you realize that you still have a life ahead of you filled with more love and abundance. You just have to want it bad enough and take the actions that are very necessary in order for you to heal. I will also say that if you don't learn to let go of the past relationship, you're only hurting yourself. Holding on to anger, resentment, and all these negative emotions can have serious consequences for your mental and emotional health. You might find yourself struggling with anxiety, depression, and even some physical health problems if you don't learn how to move on. So if you're watching this, pause this video, pull out a pen and paper, and take notes. I want you to be here with me, but most importantly, I want you to be here for yourself. So here are the 5 most powerful tips on how to move on and heal after a breakup. Number 1, give yourself time and space to grieve. Have you ever gotten out of a relationship and immediately tried to occupy yourself so you're not reminded that you're now single and heartbroken? The problem with doing this is that we actually never allow ourselves to properly learn the lessons from the relationships and to heal. Imagine you just broke your arm, and instead of going to the hospital to get it fixed or corrected, you start setting up a bunch of work and date appointments. Or perhaps you download Tinder again, go on dating apps, and swipe until your fingers fall off. Yeah, it might be a good temporary fix, but once you are back at home by yourself, the pain will sink in because you never treated the broken arm properly. Even worse, if you don't take care of yourself, your arm will heal in a broken way. And the consequences of this is that you'll have to re-break it again in the future just because you didn't spend time to correct it when it first happened. So I invite you to sit down with yourself, just for a little bit. Pull out a journal and write. Or maybe you'd want to go on a walk. The goal is to acquire some lessons here, okay? And I have a rule that after every ending of a relationship, romantic or not, I will always try to see the positive lessons that I acquired from them. It's important to give yourself permission to feel all the emotions, all right, that came with a breakup, whether it's anger, sadness, or sometimes even relief, right? And acknowledge that sometimes it's okay to not be okay temporarily. And don't try to suppress your feelings or rush the healing process. Everyone heals at their own pace. So be patient and kind to yourself. Number 2, focus on self-care. And this is a compliment to the first one because self-care is crucial after breakup as it helps you prioritize your own needs and well-being. And maybe you were a people pleaser in your relationship, and all you did was try to please your partner and others. If you don't learn how to take care of yourself, you will never be able to take care of others. Why do you think every time when we get on an airplane and they're doing the safety instructions, why do you feel like they always tell you, hey, if we run out of oxygen and the mask come popping off, make sure you put on your mask first, right? Before helping anyone else with theirs. Why do they say that? The reason why they tell you to put on your mask first is because what good are you to the old lady or the little kid beside you if you are dead? Does that make sense? Listen to what I'm about to say. You can only love and take care of someone to the level of which you are able to love and take care of yourself. Now, what does focusing on self-care look like? This might mean indulging in your favorite hobbies, getting a massage, To the ladies out there, simply taking a long bubble bath, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, whatever self-care means to you, make sure you're taking the time to do it regularly after your breakup. Personally, for my self-care, I like to work out, cook healthy homemade meals, go on long walks, and meditate. I'm a simple person, and it's different for everybody. But the only way you can find yours is first look at what you already like and that you consider as self-care. You can either do more of those things or try something new and explore different things. Number 3, connect with friends and family. Or if you don't have any of those, connect with authors and leaders that can aid in your recovery. Let me explain. I'm going to break these 2 things down right now. Let's start with the former. When you're going through a tough time, it's important to lean on your support system. In these situations, you want to be as resourceful as possible. Reach out to friends and family who've got your back and let them know that you need their support. Spend time with people who make you feel loved and valued, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you actually need it. Now, on the other hand, let's say you look around and you see that you actually have no support system, okay? In this case, what you need to do is instead of connecting with, friends or family, you will connect with authors and leaders that can help. This doesn't mean you have to hire somebody or pay a bunch of money. It means you should look online and in your library for resources that can help you get through this. There was a moment in time in my life where this was all I had as well. So I was forced to lean into books, podcasts, audiobooks, all that stuff that taught me how to heal and develop myself. I was connecting and studying people like, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Michael Singer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and so much more. With the power of the internet in today's society, I genuinely believe that recovering from heartbreak has never been easier. Imagine going through a breakup in the early 1800s when phones weren't even invented and there was no internet either. You barely had any resources whatsoever. But in today's time, if you choose to do nothing with all the free resources online and in your local library, perhaps you got to look at the person in the mirror, right? And these are the times where you got to ask yourself, hey, are there actually resources for me out there? Or am I just making excuses? Or just not being resourceful? At a time like this in your life, if you're going through a breakup, going through a divorce, it's the time for you to learn how to be resourceful and truly get the help that you need. Number 4 is you got to set new visions or goals for yourself. And to be honest, this is probably the most important tip out of all 5. And I'm going to start it with one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it goes something like this. If you are not being defined by a vision of the future, you will always fall back to the shadows and the visions of the past. I'm paraphrasing that a little bit, but setting goals for yourself can help you stay motivated and focused on the future. It gives you something to work towards, whether it's a fitness goal, a career goal, or maybe it's a personal goal. Setting small or big goals can help you build confidence and self-esteem, which can be crucial, really crucial when you're feeling low after a breakup. If you don't focus on something new, by default, most of us, we just focus on the things that we did know, right? Something that we did knew. And that is the relationship or marriage that you once had. I cannot emphasize how important this 4th tip is. I'm dead serious. If you don't learn how to direct your energy elsewhere, it will always stay in the same broken place over and over again. Listen to me when I say breakdowns are just breakthroughs. But you got to get a little bit of work in to turn it into a breakthrough. Take this time to develop yourself and transform into a new person. The reason why some people take years to get over someone or don't get over someone is because they do not let their energy flow elsewhere. And then it actually becomes an addiction. Don't fall for this trap. Instead, I invite you to sit down and write the goals and new visions that you'd like to achieve. I'll repeat again. If you're not being compelled by a vision of the future, by default, you are always being pulled back by the visions of the past. Number 5, seek professional help. Now, if you're still struggling after a breakup, don't hesitate to seek for professional help. A therapist, counselor, or coach can help you work through your emotions and develop personalized strategies for you to move and heal forward, right? And one of the biggest reasons why most people never heal properly is because they are too ashamed or prideful to ask for help. Now, having someone in your corner can help you a lot. and it can provide you a safe space for you to express your feelings without judgment or criticism. From there, you can game plan together and get the right help that you need. If you want results, hire someone to help you. Let's summarize the 5 tips for moving on and healing after a breakup. Number 1, give yourself time and space to grieve. Number 2, focus on self-care. Number 3, connect with friends and family or authors and leaders with books and podcasts. Number 4 is set new goals for yourself. And number 5, seek professional help if needed. By implementing these tips, you can start to heal your heart and move forward after a breakup. Remember, healing is a process and it won't happen overnight. But with patience and self-care and support, you can rebuild your life and find happiness again. If you genuinely follow these steps and stay focused, in the next 3 to 6 months, you can be in the best shape of your life than you ever have. And I mean that in all ways, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Do not take this time of transformation for granted. I'm sending you lots of love and light for a speedy recovery. If you enjoyed this video and want extra guidance on actually how to figure out what to do with your life after a time like this, I've actually made a video in the past that teaches you exactly how to do this, and I'll link it like right here. With that aside, love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.